All right. Hey, everybody. Stephen Moran and Douglas Yates, and we are live on a Saturday. Um, Lots of cool stuff going on. I hear you announced the big thing yesterday. We're really excited about where we're at with everything, with what's going on with everything. And Doug and I've been talking about it and pumping everything to 4% for the Toax NFT holders instead of 2%. How's that feel, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that was exciting. I'm glad we were able to work that out, kind of move everything around and share a little bit more with those that have been loyal to us.
Yeah, it's interesting, because since Thanksgiving, our models evolved a lot, and you guys are really going to see what it's like today if you watch this video. Um, but it's yeah, it's just really cool. So, anyways, I want to give you guys an update. What we're doing is I have created a video here that is designed to sell NFTs. Okay, we've got 7,000 NFTs left to sell. We want to sell them because we need to bring the money in so we can launch and run out to the rest of the world. So this is something that I want you guys to look at. Okay. I want you to tell you right now, it's going to sell NFTs at the end. Okay. I don't want you buying anything. This isn't for you guys to buy. This is for you guys to see what we're going to be presenting to the rest of the world so they can, if people want to buy these things. So you don't think we're not trying to sell you something here, because we're not. We just want to show you what we're doing. And as a matter of fact, the link there to go buy right now isn't set up yet. So you guys are first to see this. Doug actually just saw this just minutes ago. It was the first time he saw it. So
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was exciting. It's a great webinar. We
yeah,
talked to you guys about it several weeks ago. One of our updates that we're going to start doing multiple broadcasts a week, and one of them is going to be our normal good live where we're updating about the company and updating about the industry, the blockchain industry, and Bitcoin, all that kind of stuff, and Toax. And then the other broadcasts are going to be the webinars to be able to bring more people in.
they educate people about our business, and they sell Toax NFTs at the same time.
Yes.
And here's the thing about this, guys, is this will you watch the comments, Doug? Because I don't want to have to keep deleting those things there.
Yeah, sure.
But where was I? just keep losing myself with all this
Yeah.
stuff.
We're talking about the webinars that we're going to be producing a couple times a week.
Yeah, so basically what these are going to be is they're going to be educating the community. Like, so you can have people come and watch this, and the more you watch it, the more you're going to be educated about what we do. Okay. This is really critical, because I don't think everybody really has a good, clear understanding of exactly what our path is right now, what our path is to success. And by watching this, the more you watch this, the more you will see exactly what our path is. And then, but you don't have to buy NFTs every time you watch it. Just watch it so you educate the community. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to fire it up here and get it going, and then we'll be around after this is now. It's like it's for a while. Just you'll enjoy it though, I think. Hey everybody, my name's Steve Moran, and on today's training, I'm going to share 3 secrets the government doesn't want you to know about crypto that are costing blockchain companies and charities millions of dollars a day. I'm going to teach you this by sharing 3 case studies showing how blockchain companies are leaving millions of dollars on the table that could also benefit charities, and how you can use this information to create generational wealth for you and your family. For those of you who don't know me, I'll make this a mercifully brief introduction. My name is Stephen Moran, and that's a picture of me at Mission Hills Country Club in Rancho Mirage, where I recently won the Southern California Open in my flight, and I'm really proud of that. I'm known as the go-to guy in the internet marketing space for creating marketing campaigns that get results fast. My campaigns have generated over $15 million in sales for myself and my private clients in the last 3 years alone. But it wasn't always like this. You ever tried to do some marketing to get some new customers, but nothing happened except you wasted your money? I know exactly how you feel. I used to feel the same way. We may have more in common than you think. Let me tell you a story. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a hot day in the summer of 1991, and I was taking my 2 young kids to my mom and dad's house for a swim in the pool. As we approached the front door, we heard my mom crying hysterically. I rushed in and my mom screamed, "What are we going to do?" My mom handed me a certified letter that said, "You've reached the maximum $1 million limit for Ken's medical insurance, and we will no longer be paying for any of his medical coverage going forward." Ken looked at me and said, "Steve, Am I going to die? Ken was on life support and needed nurses 24/7, 365, or he would die. When Ken was 10 years old, he was diagnosed with Duchenne's muscular dystrophy. The doctors told my parents the odds are that Ken will die before he turns 18 years old. Ken lived to be 45 years old, but he spent 23 years on a ventilator, on life support. For the first 12 years of their marriage, my parents had a pretty normal life with 2 healthy children. Once Ken was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy and confined to a wheelchair for the rest of his life, one of the first things my parents had to do was build a ramp so they could get Ken in and out of the house. The insurance company doesn't pay for that, so my parents had to. Once we got Ken in the house, they found they needed at least Ken's bedroom and bathroom door needed to be widened. Wider doors meant bigger doors, which cost more than standard doors. Insurance company didn't cover that, so my parents had to. Once they got Ken in the bathroom, they realized they would need to rebuild the shower, make it accessible for a wheelchair, or Ken would have to be carried in and out of the bathroom for the rest of his life. There's no way my mom could handle that. Then when Ken got pneumonia in 1994 and was put on life support, the insurance company told my parents they would only pay for nursing for 16 hours a day. But Ken needed nursing care 24 hours a day. So my mom had to get certified on the ventilator so she could cover as many 8-hour shifts as possible, just so my parents didn't have to pay for a nurse every single day. The additional expenses never ended. Once Ken was put on a ventilator, we needed to get a wheelchair-accessible van, or Ken would never be able to leave the house. Over the course of 23 years that Ken was on a ventilator, we went through 5 wheelchair-accessible vans. Then we got to that day in the summer of 1991 when my mom got the letter from the insurance company saying the medical insurance had run out. So now, instead of having to pay for a nurse 8 hours a day, we had to figure out how to pay for a nurse 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, or Ken would die. Ken was so tough, he went on to live another 18 years on a ventilator. My mom worked an unbelievable schedule, taking care of Ken day and night for 23 years while he was on a ventilator, until he died a couple months short of his 46th birthday. My mom took care of my brother just about every day until she was 68 years old, and she never got paid a dime for it. A mother's love is pretty special, isn't it? I saw my parents struggle. Ultimately, it became too much for my dad to handle. He died at 59 years old from cirrhosis of the liver, which put even more pressure on my mom. My parents spent half their lives trying to raise money just to keep their son alive. Unfortunately, charities and nonprofits don't always get the money to the families that need it the most. They spend about 80% of their time raising money instead of serving their communities. For the last 30 years, there hasn't been a day gone by that I haven't thought there has to be a better way for charities to raise more money so they can serve more families and do more good in their communities. I started consulting on blockchain projects in 2016, and I've been sucked into more crypto scams than I care to admit, looking for the next big thing in crypto. A couple of years ago, after falling prey to what's known as a rug pull in crypto, I came across an autism token, and I read their white paper. And I discovered they were going to donate up to 5% of the funds they raised from the sale of their token to autism. 5%? That really made me mad. Another scam. But it got me thinking. So I reached out to my good friend Douglas Yates, who's a real tech whiz and has been consulting with companies in Silicon Valley for the last 25 years. And I told him Ken's story. I told Douglas, I want us to create a token to memorialize my brother Ken. And we have to give that token utility. Ken led such a difficult life that failure isn't an option. This token has to be successful. And because of this, we accidentally discovered 3 secrets the government doesn't want you to know about crypto that are costing blockchain companies and charities millions of dollars a day. 3 secrets the government doesn't want you to know about crypto. Secret number 1, cryptocurrency exchanges are the most profitable businesses in the world. Secret number 2, our genius button means blockchain companies are sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars they don't even know about. And secret number 3, Toax, our token of appreciation exchange, will transform communities into economies with a single button. Let's talk about secret number 1. Cryptocurrency exchanges are the most profitable businesses in the world. A cryptocurrency exchange is an online marketplace where users buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency. A cryptocurrency exchange works similar to a stock exchange like NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. The New York Stock Exchange, NYSE, is the largest stock exchange in the world by daily trading volume. New York Stock Exchange typically does about $1 billion a day in daily trading volume. But cryptocurrency exchanges do way more daily trading volume than stock exchanges. Cryptocurrency exchanges, like stock exchanges, make money by charging a small fee for each transaction, typically 1% or higher. Here's a list of the top 10 crypto exchanges by daily trading volume, with number 10 doing 4 times more than the New York Stock Exchange. The New York Stock Exchange is open 5 days a week. $1 billion a day times 5 days a week equals $5 billion a week. Crypto exchange is open 7 days a week, so if it does $3 billion a day times 7, that's $21 billion a week. Which means there are crypto exchanges that you've probably never heard of doing 4 times as much daily trading volume as the New York Stock Exchange. Binance, the number 1 crypto exchange, is doing $25 billion a day in trading volume. Binance is open 7 days a week, so it does $25 billion a day. That's $175 billion a week. Which means Binance is doing 35 times more daily trading volume than the largest stock exchange in the world. Which is crazy, right? The New York Stock Exchange has been around for 230 years. Binance, the largest crypto exchange in the world, was founded in 2017, less than 6 years ago. The New York Stock Exchange is a publicly traded company. Binance is owned by one person, Changpeng Zhao, I think is how you pronounce it, CZ for short. He's known as CZ in the internet and blockchain community. Binance charges a 1% trading fee. 1% of 25 billion means Binance is making $250 million a day. CZ has become one of the richest people in the world in less than 6 years. And then there's Sam Bankman-Fried, who in less than 4 years was worth $15.4 billion until he blew himself up and went from Sam Bankman-Fried to Sam Bankman-Fraud. Either way, the two guys, making the Forbes list in less than 6 years, one had to go out and kind of self-destruct, but I think it's safe to say that these crypto exchanges really are the most profitable businesses in the world, aren't they? So let's talk about secret number 2. Our Genius button means blockchain companies are sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars they don't even know about. One of the biggest challenges for startups in the cryptocurrency space is getting their token listed on an exchange. It's not easy to buy crypto. Let me ask you a question. If you went shopping at Amazon and you filled up your cart and went to check out, and you had to leave Amazon's website to check out, would you keep coming back? Since the evolution of the internet, we've all been conditioned that if we want to purchase something, we go to the vendor's website and we click the Buy Now button. But it doesn't work that way in crypto. I told Douglas we need to be the ones that make crypto easy to buy. We need to make it easy, the way Amazon does. We need to be able to put what I like to call a Genius button on a customer's website so their customer can buy or sell their tokens directly from their website. If we can do that, there would be no need to be on multiple exchanges. Douglas said, it can be done, but we'll need our own exchange. Which got me thinking, if we could complete crypto transactions on our customer's website, why would they need to be listed on multiple exchanges? Why would they need to be on Gemini or Coinbase or Robinhood? They wouldn't. Which made me think, how can we use this to benefit existing blockchain companies? Which took me to CoinMarketCap, and I started looking at this 24-hour trading volume column here highlighted in red. And if you look at these numbers, they're just astounding how much daily trading volume is being done. And I had an epiphany. Our Genius button was created so we can transform communities like charities, nonprofits, and for-profit businesses into economies with a single button. Until that moment, I hadn't even considered that just about every token listed on CoinMarketCap was a potential customer. And none of these blockchain companies are making a dime from the 24-hour trading volume they created. Think of this like finding a gold mine, except you don't have to dig for the gold. It's just sitting there, out in the open. And because of our technology, we have the exclusive rights to mine that gold. Let that sink in for a minute. The more I looked at these numbers, the more I realized that there's a fatal flaw in the existing system. See, the way it works now is companies have a big idea. They create a token to fund their project. They sell the tokens and develop the project. Then they live and die based on the day-to-day price of their token, which isn't fair. They've developed their project and their community has supported their project, which in turn has caused their token to do hundreds of millions of dollars in daily trading volume, yet they're not making a dime from all that daily trading volume that they created until now. By putting our Genius button on their website and encouraging their customers to buy and sell their tokens from their website, this means there's no need to be on multiple exchanges just so their token can be found. If someone can find their website, they can buy and sell their tokens. So how do we monetize that for our customer? We utilize smart contracts and share a percentage of the ongoing transaction fees generated from the sales of that community's tokens. By incentivizing communities with an immediate rebate of their transaction fees, these communities can begin to take a long-term view of their project rather than worrying about the day-to-day price of their tokens, knowing that they've got money coming in every day to further the ongoing development of their project. See, right now a lot of blockchain companies are struggling to continue developing their projects because of a lack of liquidity. I think you'd agree that our Genius button really does mean that blockchain companies are sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars they don't know about, aren't they? Now let's talk about secret number 3. Toax, our token of appreciation exchange, will transform communities into economies with a single button. After the FTX debacle, it got me thinking about how we could deploy the technology we created to help others in the industry create dependable, long-term recurring revenue. And it made me finally realize the power of what we've created. I'd like to take you through 3 case studies that I believe can generate hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars for these 3 companies using the technology that we developed. Case study number 1, transforming communities into economies with Toax. Let's talk about Ripple. Their symbol is XRP. Ripple is currently the number 7 ranked cryptocurrency. Ripple's token, XRP, did almost $800 million in trading volume in the last 24 hours. I'm going to guess that Ripple didn't make a dime from that nearly $800 million in 24-hour trading volume that Ripple created. And these numbers happen every day, over and over again like clockwork. What do you think would happen if Ripple were to put our Genius button on their website and encourage everyone in their community to buy and sell XRP tokens directly from their website? Do you think that over time, Ripple might get just 10% of that transaction volume, buying and selling XRP tokens directly from the Ripple website? If they did, that would be about $80 million a day in transactions coming directly from the Ripple website. Our transaction fee is 1%. 1% of $80 million equals $800,000 a day in transaction fees. We pay out 25% of our transaction fees via smart contract every day. 20% goes to our customer. In this example, that would be Ripple. And 5% goes directly to the charity of their choice. 20% of $800,000 equals $160,000 a day for Ripple. 5% of $800,000 equals $40,000 a day for charity. So under that scenario, Ripple would receive $4,800,000 a month, and we would be donating $1.2 million a month to charity. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Under that same scenario, for 12 months, Ripple would receive $57,600,000, and we would have donated $14.4 million to charity. How cool is that? See, Ripple has spent roughly $100 million to defend the case against the Securities and Exchange Commission. We could help Ripple recoup all of those legal expenses in less than 2 years if they were to become our customer. And if they do a good job educating their community about the value of using their website to buy and sell their tokens, I think they could get a higher percentage of that 24-hour trading volume directly on their website. Now let's talk about case study number 2, transforming communities into economies with Toax. Let's talk about Tron, token symbol TRX. Tron is currently ranked the 15th most valuable cryptocurrency. Tron's token, TRX, did almost $270 million in trading volume in the last 24 hours. What do you think might happen if Tron decided to use our technology and put our Genius button on their website? What do you think would happen if Justin Sun asked his 3.4 million Twitter followers to buy and sell TRX tokens on the Tron website from now on? Over time, with that large of a Twitter following, I'm sure he could get a very high percentage of that 24-hour trading volume doing business directly on the Tron website. But let's be ultra conservative and say Tron got only 10% of that daily trading volume trading on their website. 10% of roughly $270 million equals $27 million in daily trading volume. 1% of $27 million equals $270,000 in daily trading fees. We pay out 25% of our transaction fee via smart contracts every day. 20% goes to our customer. In this example, that would be Tron, and 5% goes to the charity of their choice. 20% of $270,000 equals $54,000 a day going to Tron. 5% of $270,000 equals $13,500 a day going to charity. So under that scenario, Tron would receive $1,620,000 a month, and we would be donating $405,000 a month to charity. How cool is that? And under that same scenario, for 12 months, Tron would receive $19,440,000, and we would have donated $4,860,000 to charity. That's pretty cool again, isn't it? That kind of dependable recurring revenue would help a lot of ongoing development, wouldn't it? That's only 10%. I think they could get a lot higher than that. I think they could get most of it if they put their mind to it. Now let's talk about case study number 3, transforming communities into economies with Toax. Let's talk about Twitter. I'm sure that the idea of tokenizing Twitter isn't a new one for Elon Musk. We're starting to see people talk about it more and more in the papers every day. Well, the papers on the internet, you know what I mean. He could raise zillions of dollars tokenizing Twitter. But he could only make that money once, selling the token for the first time. But if Elon were to use our technology and put our Genius button on the Twitter website, Twitter wouldn't need to be listed on any other exchanges. And we could capture all of the daily transaction volume. And when Elon Musk talks, daily trading volume rocks. Dogecoin, which was started as a joke and has no utility and does nothing, averages more than $1 billion a day in daily trading volume just because Elon Musk talks about it every now and then. When Elon Musk closed his deal on Twitter and mentioned Dogecoin, the daily trading volume went from $1 billion to $4.7 billion to $11.8 billion in one day. If Elon were to tokenize Twitter, and if Twitter could average as much daily trading volume as Dogecoin, Twitter would be averaging about $1 billion in daily trading volume. 1% of $1 billion is $10 million a day in daily trading fees. If we were to split that equally, that would be $5 million a day going directly back to Twitter every day, over and over again, like clockwork. That'd be $150 million a month, or $1.8 billion a year going directly back to Twitter. Have you thought about doing anything like this, Elon? I can find time for that conversation if you'd like to discuss this further. I would happily find time to discuss this further. I think you can see that the Toax, the Token of Appreciation Exchange, has the ability to transform communities into economies with a single button. Doesn't it? Is it okay with you if I spend another few minutes going over a very special opportunity and show you how you can begin to create generational wealth for you and your family while making the world a better place? In December 2021, we decided to create a series of 10,000 NFTs to memorialize my brother Ken. We call these our Toax NFTs. Each NFT includes a one-of-a-kind character image of my brother Ken sitting in his wheelchair. We wanted to make sure that our NFT holders have real value. So we decided to share 4% of the gross profit from the Toax exchange and NFT marketplace with all 10,000 Toax NFTs. Meaning 10,000 Toax NFTs equally share 4% of the gross profit from the Toax exchange and NFT marketplace. This would virtually assure that every Toax NFT owner would be on their way to creating long-term residual income for themselves and their families. But we wanted to make the Toax NFTs even better. I told Douglas the number 1111 has always been very special to me. My oldest son David was born on 1111. Let's make 1111 of the Toax NFTs bonus NFTs. And let's make the Toax bonus NFTs visually identifiable with a bright gold wheelchair in the image. And let's throw in an additional 5% of the gross profit from the Toax exchange and NFT marketplace. So 1111 bonus NFT owners equally share in 5% of the gross profit, plus they share in 4% of the gross profit from the Toax exchange and NFT marketplace with all Toax NFT owners. We want our Toax bonus NFTs to be the most valuable NFTs in the world. As I mentioned, we created the Toax NFTs in December 2021. And what happened next was crazy. We told one friend about the Toax NFTs, and he asked if he could share it with some friends of his in the crypto space. And the next thing we knew, we'd sold nearly 3,000 of the 10,000 Toax NFTs. We sold $3 million of Toax NFTs in about 8 weeks. Then we pretty much stopped selling the Toax NFTs, and we used that money to develop the Toax exchange and NFT marketplace. We're now in pre-launch, and as soon as we go live, the Toax NFTs begin receiving revenue. So what do the Toax NFT tokenomics look like? You know, for the last couple of years, Dogecoin has averaged over $1 billion a day in daily trading volume. If our average customer did 10% of the daily trading volume of Dogecoin, that would equal $100 million a day in daily trading volume. Our fee is 1%. 1% of $100 million equals $1 million a day. $1 million a day times 4% equals $40,000 a day. 40,000 divided by 10,000 Toax NFTs equals $4 per NFT per day with one customer. One customer equals $4 a day with a Toax NFT. 10 customers would equal $40 a day per Toax NFT. 100 customers would be $400 a day per Toax NFT. 1,000 customers would be $4,000 a day per Toax NFT. And if we only had one customer and you only got $4 a day for 25 years, that would still equal $36,500. That's pretty insane, isn't it? Let's run that same scenario for the bonus NFTs. One customer equals $100 million in daily trading volume. Our fee is 1%. 1% of $100 million equals $1 million a day. $1 million times 5% equals $50,000 a day. $50,000 a day divided by 1,111 bonus NFTs equals $45 a day per Toax bonus NFT. So the Toax bonus NFT with one customer is $45 a day based on $100 million a day in daily trading volume. With 10 customers, it would be $450 a day per bonus NFT. With 100 customers, that would be $4,500 a day per bonus NFT. And with 1,000 customers, that would be $45,000 a day per bonus NFT. But look, if we only had one customer and you got $45 a day for 25 years, that equals $410,625. Remember, these numbers don't reflect the 4% you're also receiving from the original Toax NFT pool. I think this is the reason why we have 5 clients that have purchased more than 100 Toax NFTs. With 11.11% of the Toax NFTs being bonus NFTs, the more you buy, the better your chances of receiving one or more of the Toax bonus NFTs. So here's what you're going to get. When you sign up today, you're going to get a one-of-a-kind Toax NFT. This is a minimum $1,500 value. Think about this. All of us have disposable income. Most people get their paycheck each month, and a percentage of that goes towards movie, candy, Starbucks, going out to dinner, things like that. Now, I'm not asking you to go into debt for this at all. What I'm asking you to do is to take some of that disposable income that you're going to spend on movies and going out to dinner and stuff like that, and instead of blowing it on something that's temporary that you're going to lose, I'm asking you to make an investment in yourself, because the money you put into this is ultimately going to turn into more money for you. Now, I'm sure you heard of Robert Kiyosaki. He's the guy who wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he talks about the difference between assets and liabilities. He says poor people, they buy liabilities. They buy cars, they buy boats, they buy things that when you put money in, the money disappears. What rich people do is rich people put money into investments, and that money actually turns into more money for them. So all I'm asking you to do is to divert some of that disposable income into an investment into a Toax NFT, as opposed to putting it into something that disappears. Does that make sense? Look, every single month or every 2 weeks you get a paycheck, right? The cool thing about it is you get a paycheck, you go out and you pay your bills, you buy some groceries, you have some of your disposable income, you go spend that money, and then that money disappears. What happens 2 weeks later? You get paid again. That money replenishes. The cool thing about your money is it always replenishes. Every 2 weeks, it comes right back again. And it keeps coming back again, over and over again, right? Look, let me ask you a question. Does that happen with your time too? When you miss your daughter's soccer game because you're at the office, do you get that time back? No, it doesn't, huh? Isn't that weird? Money replenishes every 2 weeks, but you never get your time back. What I'm asking you to do is take an asset, take a resource that replenishes every 2 weeks. It's going to come back, and invest it in something that's going to save you a ton of time. Because you can learn this stuff on your own. You can go out and figure it all out on your own like I did. You can go do this stuff. I'm just trying to save you a bunch of time because you can't get your time back. I'm asking you to take some money, which is replenishable, and use it to buy your freedom. In 2 weeks from now, you're going to have it back anyways, right? Yes, I'm sure you can figure out how to do this on your own, but think about all the testing and trial and error and realize your time will never come back. Your money's going to come back in 2 weeks. It keeps coming back like clockwork. That's how it works. Even if you lose your job, guess what? The government's going to replenish that for you. It keeps coming back. So take some of that money and invest it in a Toax NFT, and then it'll be back to you in 2 weeks anyways. But wait, there's more. You're also going to get bonus number 1. Each Toax NFT comes with a promissory note entitling the NFT owner to share in 4% of the daily gross profits from the Toax exchange and NFT marketplace for the next 25 years. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get a one-of-a-kind Toax NFT with a $1,500 value. Plus, you're going to get bonus number 1 and share in 4% of the gross profit from the Toax exchange and NFT marketplace, which is a $36,500 value for a total value of $38,000. I want to ask you a question. You've probably been on one of these webinars in the past, right? You get excited, you get fired up. Then what happens the next day? Probably nothing for most of you, right? And it's sad because I just showed you the exact system we're using to help others create generational wealth for themselves and their family, and you're going to go back tomorrow and do nothing. The reason why is old habits are hard to break. You're going to go back to your office or whatever the next day, and you're going to go back to doing the exact same thing. The only way you're going to be successful is if we can figure out how to break that old habit right now. And the way you're going to break that habit is by investing in a Toax NFT. Now I can be here and I can help you and I can give you all the tools you need to break those old habits so you can become successful. If you don't do that, you're going to slide back into the same old routine, and everything we did here for the last half hour or so would have been a waste of time because you're going to go back to the same old habits. So the only way to break those habits is to invest in a Toax NFT right now. Now you've got the tools. Break those habits and you'll be able to take your financial future to the next level. Over the last half hour or so, I've shared a lot of information with you. But as you know, information alone is not going to save you. You need systems. You need to take action. You need to invest in a Toax NFT because that's what's going to take you to the next level. But wait, there's more. Each Toax NFT comes with 2022 Wheels tokens. 20% of the daily gross profit from the Toax exchange and NFT marketplace is paid in Wheels tokens to Wheels token holders in the direct proportion to the amount of Wheels tokens they own. The Wheels token is a $1,000 value. So here's what you're going to get. A one-of-a-kind Toax NFT, $1,500 value. Plus you're going to get bonus number 1, sharing 4% of the gross profit from Toax That's a $36,500 value. Plus, you're going to get bonus number 2, 2022 Wheels tokens for a $1,000 value for a total value of $39,000. Look at it this way. People in life, they can have one of two things. They can either have money or they can have excuses. That's it, okay? So right now, you've got two options. Option number 1, invest in a Toax NFT and go make some money. Or option number 2, you can come up with some excuse why you couldn't afford it, why you couldn't do it at this time, why you don't have enough time. Whatever your excuse is today, that's fine. But the reality is you can't have both. You can have money or excuses, and you got to decide right now which one you want. I don't know about you, but I'd rather have money. That's why you need to invest in a Toax NFT right now. You know, some people act like money is evil. They look at money as a bad thing. Money's not bad. All money is a tool for exchange. You spend money right now because you want to get something bigger in return. It's a tool for exchange. That's all it is. You go to the grocery store, you give them money, they give you food. You're exchanging stuff. That's all it is. Right now, I'm just asking you to exchange some of that money for a Toax NFT so you can have the financial future you've always dreamed of. Since our Toax NFT are worth more than the money, it's a good exchange for both you and for me. But wait, there's more. You're also going to get bonus number 3, a bespoke t-shirt, a one-of-a-kind luxury physical representation of your Toax NFT on a bespoke t-shirt. This is a $1,000 value. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get a one-of-a-kind Toax NFT, minimum $1,500 value. Plus, you're going to get bonus number 1. Share 4% of the gross profit from Toax. That's a $36,500 value. Plus, you're going to get bonus number 2, 2022 Wheels tokens. That's a $1,000 value. Plus, you're going to get bonus number 3, a bespoke t-shirt of your Toax NFT. That's a $1,000 value for a total value of $40,000. Let me ask you a question. If all this did was finally get you a dependable stream of recurring revenue that you can count on for the next 25 years, would it be worth $40,000? I bet it would. And if all this did was give you the financial freedom to live your life on your terms from now on, would it be worth $40,000? Yeah, I bet it would. You can see why it's a good deal at $40,000, but we're not going to sell it for $40,000. You can get a Toax NFT right now for just $1,497 today. Either click the button on this page or head over to buytoaxnft.com right now. I had two choices. First option, go as cheap as possible and try and sell as many as possible, but that wouldn't incentivize us to add any additional value. Second option, requires a little higher investment on your part, but in exchange, we can contribute more resources to guarantee your success. Now you have two choices. First option, do nothing and do not take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free. Second option, pony up this small investment today compared to all the value you get in return and just give it a shot. And third, if I can't make you money, then I don't deserve yours. So I'm going to give you a lifetime guarantee. Purchase a Toax NFT today. If you decide you don't want it for any reason, just let us know and we'll give you your money back. The real question is it worth gambling a few minutes of your time to possibly create generational wealth for you and your family? Look, there's two types of people who show up on these trainings. The first is a timid, nervous guy or gal. They get here and they think it's really cool and it makes sense and they want to do it, but they just don't take any action. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like working with people like that. These people are never successful. The people I like are people like us. They get on a training like this and they hear it and they understand it and they want to produce and boom, they come out here and they make it happen and they get results. So I'm going to ask you, which one are you? Are you the guy on the left or are you the guy on the right? If you're the guy on the left, you should probably just jump off this training right now. I mean, I don't want to make you feel any guiltier than you probably already do, but if you're ready to take some massive action in your life and change your life for the better, then come join us, okay? Let's make this thing happen. Do you want to increase your chances for the Toax bonus NFT, which is visually identifiable by the bright gold wheelchair and shares in an additional 5%? Buy in bulk. 5 Toax NFTs, get 1 Toax NFT free. Buy 10 Toax NFTs, get 3 Toax NFTs free. Buy 25 Toax NFTs and get 9 Toax NFTs free. Buy 50 Toax NFTs and get 20 Toax NFTs free. When we launched the Toax NFTs in 2021, we had a dream and We sold 3,000 of these NFTs real quick. We've got a handful of customers that came in and bought over 100 of the Toax NFTs. And they saw this when they saw our dream. And now we have built the exchange and the NFT marketplace. We've brought this to reality and we're about ready to share it with the rest of the world. If you're ready to buy multiple Toax NFTs and you need some help, reach out to support@toax.io and we will get with you. All right, that's it, guys. That's all we got for you today. You can get your Toax NFT right now for $1,497 today. Click the button on this page or head over to www.buytoaxnft.com. And if you have any questions, reach out to support@toax.io. Thank you for your time. All right. Whew, that was long. I'm getting tired of listening to my own voice. You know that? I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Okay, how about now?
Now I can hear you.
Yeah, I was in mute. Just to reiterate, that was a webinar, not an ad. Those are we're not putting out 40-minute, 37-minute ads, but a long form webinars is a tried and true.
This is the key to selling one to many. You know, if you want to sell one to many and you don't want to have to do it face to face and actually take the time and talk to people, you have to put the time and effort into really developing you follow a real proven structure, for creating your content. And I think that we have got something that's really, really solid. And, we sold 3,000 of these without anything quite like what we've got now. And, our business is in 1,000% different place. The market's not as great as it used to be, but it's okay. It's everybody's looking for that unicorn, looking for that unicorn that's going to come out there and actually do something different. And I think that we've got a pretty good chance to get out there and do it. So,
yeah, and we are a key component to stabilization of the crypto world. I mean, what we have, nobody else has. The charitable part of what we're doing and the giving part we're doing is you always need that in the industry. It's a balance of power, basically. And it brings stability, credibility to the industry. So that part is awesome. So now it's just getting the word out, which is what we're doing. And I know you guys are asking questions in the Discord about all the charities that we're bringing on, and we're working on that. And I know somebody was asked about World Vision. We presented to their representative. He took it to the board. The board's mulling it over, and that's a long process.
Yeah,
and we'll keep it on that. But we're bringing on people now that can get us fastest to some nice volume. And so we got the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Association coming on after the first year. We have another organization called Kendu, Kendu Kids, which is animation and nonprofit, and it's all ex-Disney people. And we're bringing them their NFTs. You should start seeing them pop up over the next couple of weeks in the NFT. We're bringing on, like I said, 2 artists. The process is in process. I know it's a little slower than I wanted it, but just kind of waiting for the right paper, the right artwork, and then we can get it live. So you'll start seeing those inside the exchange, the marketplace. And then the exchange is live, and the way we're doing it. One other thing that I want to announce is we'll be turning on the withdrawal feature out of the exchange over this next 10 days. And that just means that if you move tokens in, you can move them out. So we've got the full cycle happening. You can bring some in, and you can do trading, and then you can remove your tokens, whatever they are, Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, or Wheels. And so that's now we're a real live operating exchange. And if there's right now, if there's no buyer for the seller or no seller for the buyer, then that order just sits there until it happens. Without us having to leverage, that's the way it's going to be. And it's I'll let you jump in just a second. It actually gives us credibility. It gives us stability. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, guys. No, we got a lot of great stuff going on. What I want to do is I want to use this video that we just created. We're going to start running some ads in social media, running ads in different places. We want to start selling these NFTs so we can raise the money that we need to go be in Times Square and go launch the Wheels token and just go out the way that we want to go. We've got everything
tell
right
me what
here.
happened, that one case study that you sent me with the cat, or what, I forget the name of it.
Big Eyes.
Yeah, Big Eyes.
Yeah.
That they did in Times Square.
Yeah, there was one, the Big Eyes, that just went out in Times Square, and they were only up there for a day. And it was a meme token, and they were doing a pre-sale. They weren't doing kind of like what we did, but they don't have their own exchange, so they've got to do stuff differently. But they have raised like $11.2 million. Okay. Just in, in their pre-sale thing. And I guess they had about $1 million to go before they're doing the launch of their token. So, it just goes to show the power of being able to be in like Times Square. We're not like other companies, guys. Okay. We have an exchange. We're launching an exchange and a token, at the same time. Right. And we've got so much utility with our Wheels token that, let's put it this way. It costs about $250,000 to run a 30-day campaign in Times Square. And the day that we turn that on, we'll do so much more money than that. And we'll keep doing it every day, over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay.
Through our exchange, it's awesome.
And once we get into these coin market cap people and we start to, tap into some of these existing, gold mine that's just literally sitting right there for us to go tap into, that's going to turn on money right away. And what that's going to do is kind of goes about the charities in a little bit different way, because, it's not actually going out and helping a charity do this with crypto. But what we get to do is we get to take half that money that goes out there is money that we control. So we get to determine what charities we want to put that towards. So we can still go out and help charities. It's not quite the way that we had really imagined it at the beginning, but, as Doug was saying, I can tell you from the charities that I've talked to, they still have interest, but, especially with this last FTX thing happening, everybody's just cooled off, and it's kind of like us trying to pull people up a big hill or push a big boulder up a hill. And you just really can't do that when you're talking about adopting new technologies and all this other kinds of stuff. So, fortunately, we've been able to figure out how the technology that we created and developed can actually be, deployed right now to existing businesses out there that could really use this. And at the same time that happens, it turns on this whole ecosystem that starts going through and generating revenue to all the NFT holders and to everybody every day. So, to me, we're still able to go out and we're still able to hit the charities like that and still be able to give back a lot to charity. But what it's also going to do for us is think about what it's going to do from a credibility standpoint. Excuse me. When we get to go, put some of these, top 100, blockchain companies in the world, on our website, is they're our customers, right? It's not going to be hard to find these for-profit kind of businesses. And the nonprofits, but again, the nonprofits, it's a lot longer haul. Okay. But this is going to help us be able to still do all of the things and still support the kind of charities that we want. But, we have to understand, we can't just make people do something we want them to do, or we think it's going to be good for them, or we know it's good for them in their long-term future, and in the interest of us all being able to just capitalize on what we've already developed and make some money back as quickly as possible and start the charitable giving as soon as possible. I think we've got some great things we can tap into in this gold mine that we've just found here. So, I'm real excited about all the different possibilities. I think by doing different case studies like this, I thought it was interesting. You talk about Ripple. Ripple's been fighting a battle for this industry, right? They've been fighting a battle against the Securities and Exchange Commission. They spent $100 million doing that, right? They should be the kind of company that should be very interested in helping get that back, because they've been depleting a lot of money fighting a battle for this entire industry.
Yeah.
That's another reason I put them into that as a case study. We've got the world's our oyster right now. We literally have got a gold mine that we don't have to go dig it. We can see it. It's right there. Okay. And we get to access it by giving back to the people that created the gold mine, right? See, they created this gold mine that's right there, but they're not able to touch it, right? And if it wasn't for the community that they developed, okay, none of that volume would be sitting there. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's like they created this whole this gold mine that, until then they're right there next to it and they can't touch it. But now it's kind of like we can just put a bucket in there. We can just keep taking out as much as we want to take out. And I believe that these organizations, they built this kind of community because they all listen to. They're all pulling in the same direction. And if they can see that it's going to be beneficial for, the organization, for people to buy and sell their tokens on their website, I think that I think the adoption is going to be very, very, very high. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot higher than the 10% numbers that we're projecting in those different things. So we've got the opportunity to tap into just literally billions of dollars of things that are already happening. Okay. We don't have to go make something new happen. Okay. It's already happening every single day. Every day we get up, we look at it and God, every day we haven't tapped into that. We're missing out on a trainload of money because it's already right there. And we're missing out on being able to help people, help the organization, help charity, help everybody. So, I'm real passionate about, we found this for a reason and we built it already and we've got something that works right there. Right. And it's like, okay, well, hey, it was going to be a little slower going right after charities the traditional way, but this way we can still give a lot to charity. And as the people start seeing good things start to happen, and then more people want to start getting involved in, the crypto space again, we'll be here for them when they're ready. But at the same time, we can all, get ahead of everything and start to make some good things happen here. So that's about it. We've been here a long time today. Did you have some questions here or anything that you want to?
Yeah. Well, that's just questions here. He's got some great questions. One is the exchange being still worked on to make it more friendly. Yes, that's a constant process. We have the full next version all designed out, ready to go. And we're tweaking the existing one all the time to make it easier. So, feedback's great with that. So the answer to the question is yes. And we're still sending messages through all our channels to CZ and
we've applied for we've applied to be part of the fund, part of the industry recovery fund that was created. So I went through the formal process of going through that and applying for that. We're not going to sit on our hands and wait for it. We don't have to have that. It'd be great if we had it to get going, but it's not going to stop us. We'll be able to get there from that. One of the questions I saw about that going from 2% to 4% is, when we started to look at how the model was changing and what we were paying out, we found that, we just had more there, and we thought that would be the good thing to do. You guys have been with us since the beginning here, and that there was money sitting there. So why shouldn't we just immediately put it right there than to something, possibly out in the future? So Merry Christmas. We just thought that would be fun for everybody.
Yeah. And yet, yes, the testing tokens are on their way. It's on my task sheet, and I'm the delay. So that should happen in the very near future.
All right. Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right, guys. You guys have a good rest of your weekend, and we will be seeing you first part of the week. We're going to be seeing a lot more regularly now that I've got that behind me. It was a big project to kind of get off my plate, as you can imagine. It's like creating a 40-minute TV show or something like that, kind of from start to finish. So it takes a little bit of time, but I'm done. And I'm excited. I'm real excited about where we're at. It's going to be a great holiday, just like it was last year. We didn't see it coming last year. Out of nowhere, we all of a sudden had this amazing Christmas, and I think we're right in the same spot, ready to do the same thing again. So thank you all for your support, and we will be talking with you guys first part of next week.
Take care.